want to say before I start this video and before I even start telling you guys about what's been going on in my life, in sorry, my cup of water, in my life, I just want to say that this is in no shape, way, or form of me trying to call attention. I know that there's people that watch my videos that think that. And this is something that happened to me a long time ago. This story takes place a long time ago, but it also has it has ended last week, actually this week. It is something really hard to talk about, and I just hope that this video helps other girls that are going through the same thing or that went through the same thing, and that to give them the courage, that they need to speak up and not be afraid to report it, or to tell somebody, because that was my mistake from 10 years ago, and it was not speaking up, not telling my parents what was going on. This story gets really personal. And I know that what happened to me isn't just happening to me, it's happening to other girls, other guys around the world. But yeah. And I know that I'm putting this out for the whole world to see, but I honestly do feel like it's something I need to do. For me, I feel like it's a way of helping other girls and other guys and other people that are going through this. So let's just get started, because I'm getting really distracted, and I don't want to get emotional in this video. I hate showing my emotions. I hate crying in front of people, and even though you guys are not physically in front of me, you guys are behind that screen, and it's something that I hate doing. I hate when people see me cry, but let's just get into this video. So here we go. Okay. So this story, this event happened when I was around the age of 7 or 8. I was in elementary school, and my cousin started to sexually harass me. I am not gonna give in detail what he did, what happened, and the reason why all of this came to light. But okay. like I was saying, this happened when I was 7 or 8 years old. And it continued for about 2 to 3 years more. I never said anything because he was my family. He was my blood. We were related. And I was just a little kid. When it all began, I didn't know it was wrong. I didn't know what was going on. It felt wrong. It felt bad. But I didn't know what was going on exactly. And I never said anything to any family member, to anybody else, because I didn't want to carry that guilt from breaking my family apart. And after 2 to 3 years later, he stopped. He stopped doing all those things to me. And no, I just so no, I didn't say anything. I never mentioned anything to anybody. And when I was, like I said, 10 or 11 years old, that's when he stopped. And I knew that what he was doing was wrong. What he was doing to me was wrong. And for some reason, I feel like it was my fault. I feel like I was the reason why he was doing that to me. And I felt horrible. So many negative emotions, so many horrible things went through my mind. And I guess my way of coping with that was when my eating disorder happened. And I guess my coping was my eating disorder. And I honestly didn't understand what was really going on. It got to a point where it hurt me so bad, emotionally, physically, and mentally, that I pushed all of those memories away, which it reached a point where I couldn't remember what had happened to me. I couldn't remember many things. And after my parents found out about my eating disorder, obviously all of that is in the video that I made, so you guys can check that out. I will probably put a link on the description down below to that video so you guys can see that, because I don't want to make this video so long because it takes forever to upload. But yeah. So basically what happened is that after my eating disorder, after everybody found out about my eating disorder, and you guys can see everything what happened in my other video, people obviously thought I was trying to call attention, trying to get attention, but that wasn't it. And as I started to grow up, I started with self-harming. I started with suicidal thoughts, and even trying to commit suicide. And I didn't understand why. Obviously, my form of coping was trying to forget what had happened to me. And obviously, I couldn't remember. And from my age of 13, I'm guessing 13, 14, till age 15, I continued like that. I continued with suicidal thoughts, with suicidal attempts, with self-harming, in depression, mood swings, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why until about a year ago. No, let me go back. Until I met my boyfriend, I stopped with self-harming. I stopped my suicidal thoughts and suicidal attempts. Because he knew what was happening to me, but he didn't know the reason behind it, because I never told anybody about what had happened to me. I never told him or anybody else. And I remember last year of August, it was at the beginning of August, in 2015. This happened in 2015, I believe. So, yeah. In 2015, in August of 2015, a person in my family, I am not going to say who, because I respect this person's privacy. And this person doesn't know I'm making this video today. Because it's this person will probably watch my video, since this person is subscribed to my channel, and obviously I'm just talking about my experience and not anybody else's. So I will keep this individual's privacy and anything that has to do with them out of the content of this video. But like I was saying, let's get back to the video. Um, so in August of 2015, this person in my family came forward and made a confession that they were being molested, and more than just being molested, sexually molested by my cousin. And that destroyed the whole family. And I knew this person wasn't lying because of something that they said. And I knew that wasn't a lie, that they were not lying, because that's the same way he would try to sexually harass me. It happened many times for 2 years, for 2 to 3 years. On my birthday, it happened on my birthday. It happened on an almost daily basis. And when this person started telling me details of what was happening to them, I knew it wasn't a lie. I knew this person wasn't lying. I knew it was true. And it came to a conclusion where they went and reported it to the police. And an investigation was opened. An investigation was opened, and it's like hell broke loose, because he denied everything. He denied ever doing those things. He denied everything. He made me and this other person look like we were lying. And it got to the point where my aunt was talking about me and this other individual. And I personally stopped having contact with my aunt because of this situation. And she thought that we were lying, that me and this other person were lying. Obviously, it hurt me because they're my family. They're my family. And it hurts. It hurts. And the investigation went on for a year, I believe, in a couple of months. And throughout that year and a couple of months, I was put into therapy. Because when everything came out to light, I wasn't okay. I My life was a misery. My life was hell. Because I blamed myself. I blamed myself because of what happened to me. And I blamed myself for what happened to this other person. And I feel like it was my fault that my cousin hurted me and hurt that other person. And since the night of the confession, I wasn't able to sleep. And the moments that I had nightmares. I had nightmares. I had flashbacks. All those memories that I pushed away, that I pushed deep down inside of me, were coming back. And I couldn't deal with them. I tried not to remember, but that only made things worse. As time went on, a couple of months later, after the investigation started, I was put into therapy. I was put into therapy. And I was diagnosed with depression, with post-traumatic stress disorder, and with anxiety attacks. I was going to therapy, and as the year and a couple of months were going by, I got a no contact order from this individual against my cousin. I received all the help I could get when it came from the detective to the DA to my therapist to my school, because my grades dropped. I remember I was in my senior year. It was the beginning of my senior year. And I didn't feel like I belonged in school. All I did was not go to school. I remember the beginning of the first semester, I missed a lot of school. My senior year, my grades went from a 3.0 and higher to a 1.5 to a 2.5. And it felt horrible because I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't know how to deal with all of this. And it got to the point where I felt like I was alone. Um, Even though I had my family support, my boyfriend support, his family support, my teachers, and a couple of friends that knew what was going on in my life at that time. Um, I felt alone. Um, I felt like nobody understood me. Nobody understood what I was going through. Nobody understood how I felt. And I was in a serious depression. There was days where I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't even want to get up from bed. There was other times where I guess it's called, let me see. I forgot, I was diagnosed with something else. I can't remember from the top of my head. It's something with dissociation or something like that. Um, I and what it is the fact that I would be here physically, and for a moment I will be here paying attention, but my mind would wander off. My mind would just go blank. I would disconnect myself from what was going on around me, and that caused me a lot of close calls to death, I guess. Um, it happened to me a lot. And because of that, I almost got ran over by a car and hit by cars multiple times. If it wasn't for my brother who pulled me back, it happened to me when I was walking down the stairs of my house and I fell down. I fell down from from the stairs of my house. A lot of incidents happened because of it, and I wasn't okay. I even till this day, right now, I still deal with all of these things. I am obviously at a much better place in my life, but it's still hard. Especially whenever we had to go to trial and our court date would have to be canceled because this individual would make up excuses to present himself to court. And it was honestly frustrating. It was annoying. It was depressing. It was scary. And yes, it does take a long time because as of the 17th of this month was when our case was closed. It took more than a year for the case to be solved. But it was worth it. So let's fast forward to this year, to the beginning of 2017. As I obviously got help, I was so much better now. I went to therapy every single week, once a week. It was usually on a Monday. And my boyfriend would take me to therapy. He would stay there. He was so supportive of it. He understood and tried to understand what I was going through, because it also affected him and it affected my family, and it just affected us in different ways, but it affected all of us. And the fact that at the beginning of the year, um, we found out we no on December of 2016, it was on the 13th of December of 2016 when we were called to court, because it was our trial, and I was not informed of what was going on around trial between the DA's office and this individual's lawyer. All I knew was that there was a court date, and it was on the 13th of December. And I remember I woke up early in the morning. I actually couldn't even sleep. I was scared. I was frightened. I broke down.